How many of you notice Nigeria today is far worse divided than it was in the time past when our parents experienced the first ever Biafra civil war in 1963, which lasted for I think 1.5 years, or I think 3 years or so. Barely 3 years after they got the independence in 1960 on the 1st of October from the so-called Great Britain. You see, there's nothing great about the Britain. The greatest thing I can ever testify was the greatest atrocity of mankind ever committed on this land, which was colonization. Colonization is the greatest atrocity ever committed against mankind, and today they are facing the heat. These people conspire with the Romans and the Arabs and the French to carry out colonization, starting with the missionaries, send them to bring religion, and today we are facing the heat. They are also facing the heat. The jihad that is currently happening in England is hitting up more worse than what is going on here in Nigeria. Because Nigeria was made never to succeed as a country, is giving birth to what we are facing today. If you're watching this video from YouTube and you are watching this level, please hit the subscription button to help support. And if you're watching from Facebook, please do wait to like, comment, share, and please give me a follow. Like I said earlier, Nigeria as a country was never made to succeed, which was the reason why barely 3 years after the independence, people started agitating. They had to break into the civil war to divide and go their separate ways. And funny enough, that war resulted to a lot that was to be corrected. Yes. After the civil war, the first thing the federal government was supposed to have done was to carry out the rehabilitation, build schools, build the hospitals that were destroyed, compensate people, go for national dialogue, and make people understand that this is why we need to be one, right? But instead, the negligence was there. Nobody really cares, and today that has resulted to what we have: Oduduwa, the Biafra, the Niger Delta, the Arewas, and the North Central. Yes, the North is divided into two. The North Central consists of the 6 states plus the Federal Capital Territory, making it 7. Now, let me break down the doctrine so that a lot of people will understand. You see, North Central is a region that consists of, in fact, during the jihad that was Mandafodio brought into the country, they invade the people of North Central, like people of Plateau State today, had the Biron, the Lantan, the Angas, and even Mangu people. If at all the Lantan, the Angas, the Biron people are not practicing Islam, we still have people like the Mangu people who are already compromised. We have people of Mangu who are practicing both the Islam and the Christianity, because the first religion that came was Christianity, and because of Usman Danfodio imposed the religion on them, they are compromised. If we go to Nasarawa today, we have Igon, we have Mada, and some other tribes that are practicing both the Christianity and Islam. And if we go to Kogi State, the same thing is happening. We have Igala, we have Egbira, we have Kaba, and I think some other tribes. These people are practicing Islam and Christianity. The first religion that arrived in that land was Christianity, which through Roman and the British missionaries. But when Osman brought in jihad, people were compelled to convert to Islam. If you go to Niger State, if we go to Kwara State, the same thing is happening. Even here in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the people of Baggy people, Baggy people today, I can say 35 to even 40% of the Baggy people are Muslims and the rest are Christians. I don't know if I get the figure right. Somebody should correct me in the comment section. I'm not saying this to gaslight anybody, but history have it, right? So today a lot of things has happened, a lot of atrocities has been committed against the people of North Central states, and today the only North Central state that is not practicing the both religion is Benue State, and this is because these people were warriors. They stood up firmly to resist the jihad. They fought and they won the war for themselves, but they only won the war, they didn't win the fight, which is the reason they practice only Christianity. I'm speaking from years of understanding because I come from the state, Benue State to be precise, and I know what is happening there. Today Benue State is the only state in the North Central that say we are not Islams, you cannot convert us, and today is as difficult as it is to find an Igbo Muslim. It is same as difficult as it is to find a Chief, a Chiro, Igede or Idoma Muslim. I'm not saying they do not exist. Yes, of course they exist, but you can barely find them. They are rare, and that's because we don't have mosques in our state. The only place you will find mosques are towns and cities where we have Fulani and the Hausas, maybe people like Yoruba or Igala Muslims who reside there. They have the money, and Nigeria constitution permits everybody to reside anywhere in as much as you have the money to stay and you are not creating chaos, right? So these people reside there, they have the ability to buy the land, build the mosques, and they are there, right? So that's how we have these people in our state. So nobody should get me wrong. I'm not inciting violence. I'm just revealing history. Our people says when they want to hang a dog, they give it a name. I know this video I'm making, if some people get to know, find out about this video, they will begin to bring out one or two reasons to flame up something against me. So I'm just revealing history. And if we check very well, history has been cancelled in our Nigeria academic curriculum, right? This is because a lot of things we are expected to be buried so that this generation will not know about this. But you made a mistake. You have it, and the internet has come. A lot of people learn more than they read from their books, right? The only thing is just to be wise enough to find the right source where you are getting your information from, and keep reading, keep watching, and keep connecting the dots, and you will understand everything, right? So this is where we find ourselves. So Nigeria, is not too late to correct the problem of this country, but a lot of people will go down, and some of these people are in power, and some of these people, they are more than 50, what am I saying, they are more than 80, 90, even 100 years, they are still alive. They are, you may think they are incapacitated, but they have machineries, they have equipped a lot of people who want to carry out the legacy, continue with it, and this is where we find ourselves. So to the Nigerian federal government and authorities, it is not too late to correct some of these mayhems. It is not too late, but are you willing to do the right thing? That's the question.